ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to be learning about the Armen International Peace Reform / Recommendation Court Council / Court and how to become a member. Basically, this is part 2 of learning about A.M.I.P.R. breakdown. So, let us go on with the video. That is a good question. So, the first step is being a new nation that was discovered by another nation, or you have shown yourselves to the world as a new civilization. You would be introduced to everyone, shaking hands and talking about how you survived or lived for so long without being recognized or attacked by other nations during certain wars or conflicts, or you just survived being avoided by modern civilization in general. Then you would be asked if you're interested in trading, and if you are, they would have you sign the A.M.I.P.R contract. And once you are finished signing that document and announcing that what you call your country or nation, you would be introduced to a new document that contains a lot of information about becoming a member of the International Court. You are interested, but before you sign the document, you want to learn more about A.M.I.P.R and what they do, which is where you would read the inquiry in its terms below. Term 1. Don't engage war with other nations unless there are reasons to show why you declare war or if it was necessary. So basically, it is a common courtesy that if you are a member when you are present in the courtroom, you can't declare war on a nation or another member unless you have proof as to why you declare it, or if war was the option you chose to solve the matter outside of court, and if so, must still provide a testimony or form of evidence to support your choice of declaration. Term 2. Don't invade or conquer other countries that have existed or have been recently explored. So this term states that no matter what military styles of power you may have, you must respect other territories, continents, and nations and not occupy their land without asking their permission or making an alliance to allow such things to happen. But regardless, you are not allowed to attack or invade another country or continent while in or out of the international court, because it basically will be considered illegal. Term 3. Don't seize or occupy any territory or territories unless there is a reason or cause to begin the invasion, and if there are reasons for the invasion, the member responsible must give their explanation. Basically, kind of the same as Term 2, but if your nation was powerful enough to expand its dominance or on unoccupied territories, whether it would be for colonization, colonizing, strategic or financial advantages to your country, you must also provide a reason as to why you did it, and it was for those reasons, and have proof to back up your claim, which also leads to the fourth and fifth terms. Fourth term. Negotiate with the leaders of the regions or tribes that live or inhabit that particular territory, country, or continent. Basically, for this instance, if you have explored a new nation or continent that you want to cooperate with the locals or use their continent as a strategic or marketable advantage, you must speak with the leader of the tribe or locals in order to form an agreement where you can occupy their land, which would then lead to term 5. Before owning, conquering, or occupying any territory from natives, you must show evidence to prove your negotiation or alliance with the leader or leaders of the tribe. Basically, if you have negotiated with the leader of the tribe that inhabits the land or territory you want, you must also write it down on a treaty / paper to confirm that the chief or leader of the natives have given you permission to do so or own their land. And that would also lead to term 6. If the evidence of your alliance has been proven, and if the council members allow you to own territory, be sure to split the area in half for both you and the natives to share and live in peace. Basically, if you have shown your alliance as proof, and if it is authentic by the signatures on that said treaty, the council will allow you to own territory as long as you share the land with the natives to avoid conflicts. Basically, make sure that if you're owning land, you at least give some land to the natives, allow the natives have their land, do not take it completely, and as long as you own a small piece or half a piece and they own the other half, it should be fine. Um, says here, and it also says that if the alliance is proven to be a fraud or invalid to the court will not grant you access to own that said territory or land, and basically you're going to have to try to do it again. Basically, they will tell you to redo it again, convince the natives to allow you to do this thing, and have a real, authentic treaty to bring to court with both signatures, not a fake signature or marking that could be unidentifiable, that could be copied, basically. So that's one legal action about that. Term 7. Once a member of the council, always show up for meetings or emergencies called by one or multiple members of the council, and don't leave unless the meeting or emergency has been dealt with or dismissed. So basically, if there was an instance that a war or famine would be problematic, the council members may call a meeting to discuss about a solution or preparation plan for the matter, and once the meeting or emergency meeting is called, everyone must attend no matter the problem and its circumstances, and once the meeting is concluded and over with or dismissed by the judge, then you are free to go. So basically, you can't leave regardless. And even if like you're having trouble with your country or you're having like famine issues with your country and you're trying to help that famine, which will be a matter of the A.M.I.P.R court anyway. So basically, they want you to attend no matter what. And when you do attend, you have the option to have someone else like run the country while you're away, which is why it's advisable that every nation and leader has like a advisor slash second command to watch your country while you are being attending a meeting. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and move on to term 8. So, term 8 says, please show respect to other members of the council, even though most of you may have tensions or hatred towards each other. It is required that when you are present for a meeting, you must show respect and treat each other with respect. Basically, if you had a grudge or mad at another nation for doing horrible things to your country, such as bombings, natural disasters, terrorist attacks, something along those lines, but you both show up to court to try and settle it through non-violent way, like a non-violent way, basically trying to solve this through a peaceful matter by trying to say, okay, one nation is wrong and the other nation was right, or the nation that attacked me was wrong and I want them to pay for the damages and stuff they did to me, something like that. It is very important that when you go to the court, both sides, no matter what nation, what leadership, government system there is, you must show up and treat each other with respect in the court. Outside of court doesn't really matter, but inside court, it's all about image of your nation and to the eyes of the council members and the judge. Because if the judge wants to hear both your sides of the story, he needs to hear you both in civil and polite tone in order to understand what's happening. So I'm going to continue reading more about that here. And then I should do whole thing in violent ways. You must talk to each other and treat each other with respect when telling the judge and its members your side of the story. If you tell your story in a calm and tame tone, the judge and jury would be able to hear both sides, and depending on the tone and speech each person would give, it could help the judge make his decisions on who's guilty or not guilty. But if both sides act like fools or curse each other out, saying random things that are hurtful to both sides, the judge will immediately shut down the trial and let the two nations do whatever they want to each other outside of the A.M.I.P.R court. Also, there's another term that does support to this rule as well. So basically, if you come to the court and both of you guys are civil, then the trial can commence. And depending on how the trial goes, it could lead to a peaceful resolution, or it could lead to another resolution, which can go to war. But if you just both show up to court and y'all both are like mad at each other, like looking at each other like this, and trying not to say anything nice, then the judge will immediately like shut down the trial, and you guys have to take care of this outside. Basically, if y'all guys want to fight, y'all go fight outside of the court, but not in my court. It's basically what the judge indicates. Now let's go ahead and finish up with uh term 9, and then I'm going to put an end to this video. So term 9 says, judgment and colorism towards council members is strictly forbidden, and if one or multiple members are caught saying or displaying any such acts, will be immediately judged by the council, and if found guilty, the perpetrator/perpetrators will be exiled from the council for 30 days. Basically, if one or multiple members mistreat each other with quote-unquote racism or colorism based on their country, it is considered a high level of disrespect. If you were caught saying or displaying such vile language or imagery of the sort, you will be set on trial, and if the members are found it too offensive or hurtful for all nations, you would be exiled from the court for 30 days to learn your lesson. And once you learned it, you would then be reimbursed in the court again. Which, if you do this, for clarification, if you were to do such racism or anything like that in my universe for multiple times, yeah, you would definitely be banned and removed from the court for sure, because racism is not okay. It's never okay. But, yeah, that's basically it. We're going to wrap this up with the announcements. Okay, guys, so even though I didn't get really far, I was trying to get this video done in a hurry, but part 2 will be the actual closing of this video. So we're going to finish off the last term and then the actual official closing. I'm sorry that I didn't get this done fully, but I also I forgot that my phone doesn't really have enough storage space to have the whole video, and not to mention if I were to publish this video, it's probably not going to work anyway, so I have to do this in a separate part, which will be the final part. Announcements. So I am also going to be posting the link to the first video of the series in the description for you guys to learn. And as for the content itself, it's only for educational purposes, not really encouraging anything of the sort. Just telling you guys what the council and court does with certain situations, and that's based on my imagination and my mind and my creation and everything. I'm the one who created this. So if you guys find it offensive, or if you guys find it too controversial, it's not really. I really am not trying to be a controversial figure, but if you think it's controversial, then please leave my video, leave my channel, because if you guys don't like what I create, then you guys can move on. But this is all imagination to begin with. Just want to let you guys know that. But point is, link to the first video will be in the description. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Share these videos with your friends or family members that are interested into learning more about these. And I am also going to be having later on another Iron review video, so be sure to stay tuned for that. Check your notifications and make sure that you have the bell icon ringing for when my videos are posted. And without further ado, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.